Hi, this is Mrs. Duncan again, and I just wanted to kind of navigate through the course with you and get you familiar with how everything is set up. When you log in, probably one of the first things you'll see is the announcements, and that's super important. They'll go to your email, but they'll also be here, and it has important information. Typically, you're going to get information on Monday mornings and then often on Thursday mornings. There may be a little bit of deviation, but I'll have a beginning of the week kind of check in, kind of give you a heads up about things, and kind of just, from me to you. And I keep those, personalized for the week. Like, all the information in here is on the left is just standard, stays the same every semester. But I respond if I see the students in the class, having trouble in a certain area, then I'm going to kind of like give some more information or remind, or if I've seen, some things, I'm going to be responsive to that. So it's very specific to you all, and making sure that you key in on things that you don't want to miss. So like this is the week 1, and tell you about what you should give priority to, and then what I don't want for diagnostic essay. I don't want plot summary. I'm giving you some things about what I'm looking for in these assignments and kind of what's the heads up on it. Okay, they're not the substitute for the instructions, but they are very important part of the instructions. Now, if you're a first timer in here, you need to be going to the Start Here menu, and everything we access is through the left. I like to say they're sort of like dresser drawers, and they have labels on them, and you just click on them to get to the content. And so if you are new to the Ecollege environment here at Lawson, because every college has their own unique way of doing things, you need to have certain things set up, required downloads, kind of what the general rules are, some information about submitting assignments. Just really, if you're new to this environment, you got to do this, and do this right away, because it's not even really part of our first week academically. If you've already done Ecollege, you skip that and you go right on to the Unit 1 folder and get started on our first assignments. Okay. But that is something not to skip, especially if you haven't done anything before. So information about myself, my office hours are up here. This is just communication. And like I said, the class announcements are very key. You can check them through Blackboard or through your email, but they're always going to be there at both places. The announcements will go away after a few days, but it'll stay in your email if you need to backtrack. All right, the syllabus and book information. So there's a separate video for that, but the information is there. Let's go over a little bit about the book. We use a Cengage book, and when you see this little, I don't even know what to call that. It's like sort of like a circle, sort of like a star with blue. That is the link to Cengage, and I have a video for that. So I try to keep these short and focused, but that's where you can find that information. And the syllabus is about a print option if you prefer that. But you do need a textbook, because we have stories and we have content that you'll be supposed to read and write your essays on, and you just need to have that. Okay, so you can check your grades there, but let's go on down to instructional materials. This is where you need to go every week. First of all, check announcements, okay? Really key. Weekly assignment units is where we get everything. That's where all the instruction is, all the links to the assignments. That is where we live and really take this course. Everything else is kind of around it. So let me click on that, and it's going to come up for us, and it's all set up 1 week at a time. Now there's a big overview here, but they tell you to scroll down. It's got the way Lawson has set up all of their things. You can't work at your own pace. You've got to click on the folders. You got to click and open up everything. So you have to do it. You have to be proactive. It is not passive. It doesn't do anything for you. You have to go get it. We try to keep it consistent and clear, but you have to go in and engage it yourself. So you'll see, I'm just going to scroll down. You've got the Unit 1 folder. I try to give a little bit of a label, make it visually interesting. Have a review of English 101. Some people haven't taken it in a while or don't feel confident about their basics, so you can go in, but that is not an assigned unit. That's just for your reference and for your review. So then there's Unit 2, Unit 3. You could see these ahead of time. typically, but that doesn't mean that the assignments are available, because there's things you have to do first. Okay, so we work within our unit, and then when that deadline passes, you have to go and move on, but you can't jump around, you can't skip. You have to go in just like you would for an on-campus class. Whatever is being covered that week is what's being covered that week. Then we have our midterm halfway through like everybody else, but every unit is there and has its content. Now you may not see all of them all the time, but I'm just showing you how it's all laid out. So let's just zip back up to the top and take a peek. So we click on that title. That's typically how you access things in Blackboard, is clicking on the title of something. There is usually instructions for otherwise if that's not the case, and you have to scroll down. Okay, so I've put links into the announcements and reminders because it's so important. The first week attendance is due on Friday mornings, and that's when I have to submit every week. So I have to have something in from you prior to that, and so this first week, we don't have anything from the previous week, so we've got to have it from this week. So even though everything in Unit 1 is not due until Sunday night, you have to have something in to be counted as present. We all know that financial aid and things like that are tied to our attendance. Class starts on Monday, so that means I got to have something from you by Thursday at the latest, Thursday night. Okay, now typically I have something that's supposed to be due every Wednesday anyway. If you just follow the typical deadlines, that's not ever going to be a problem. Posts in the discussion board are typically your post. Your response is on Wednesday, and you gotta come back in later and reply no later than Sunday night. And the earlier the better, and more frequently the better. Okay, because it's a qualitative grade as well, like how often were you in it. Yes, it's quantitative, how frequently and how engaged you were. So there's the things that you have to do. It always starts with a to-do list that's numbered, and what our objectives are, what we're trying to accomplish. Okay, but there's always a list of things that you're supposed to do, and then you come down here and they're organized into these folders based on them, so it'll kind of say which one that is. So there's the assignments, there's the readings, there's where this video is, so hopefully you found it there, the plagiarism, because we have a plagiarism unit, discussion board, and the quizzes. Okay, so those are the links. Either the links to it, like the quizzes, or they're the content. Let me show you in the readings here. Show you something. Students miss this sometimes. The syllabus is here again, but all of the chapters or any other content, I might have like what we might consider a handout, right? In a classroom, it's going to be here as an attachment. I have the actual story of Snow here attached as a PDF. So in case you haven't gotten your textbook yet, no reason why you can't do your homework. This is it's all there. It's all there for you. Okay, there's a link to the syllabus, and then that's the reading assignment. There it is again as a now as a PDF attachment. So you've got it two places. Now please note this is not the essay assignment, and please read. It's so important. You have to read everything, and watch the videos helps because I point things out. But these are not the essay prompts. They're just to help you think about things for the about the story, and to kind of guide you through that so that you know what to write about when I ask you. Okay, let's go back, and you can usually do the back button on your computer to go back, or you can use the menu tab and back up. So if I go to the assignment here, whoops, go to the assignments tab, and they're usually in a different order. Usually it's the readings first, but it talks about the start here, how important that is, and then about the instructions for the diagnostic essay, and then there's a link to it, okay, because all of the essay assignments called essay assignments, okay, and over here to the left, but your instructions are in the weekly assignment units. So that's just something really key to kind of think about there. All right, not to skip out. All right, let's see if there's anything else. So the weekly assignment units, they all have folders, and they have the instructions. They have videos, there's readings, So you read things, typically the order we go into, you read it, you watch the videos that are related to it to help you understand. There's going to be a quiz the first week. Typically the next week is when you have discussion things. So here's typical. This is the second week, right? And I have you, the first few weeks I put an overview video to kind of help you and guide you through things so you don't feel lost. You read the chapter, you read the story, you watch the videos, you take the quiz, and then look for my feedback on the diagnostic essay because it's already been done, and then there's a response assignment. So it's typically how it goes. If you were on campus, you'd be coming to class, I'd be going to go over things with you, I'd go over the book, we'd read some of the story in class, you'd finish it for homework, and then you take a quiz on it, and this is kind of how we would work our way through. So you see the readings and the links to the lectures, the assignments, and the quiz. So that's how all of that works. It's very important you go through that process, read everything, don't skip things. Okay, don't skip things. All right, there's some links to, and if you can't get to something through here, guaranteed you're gonna be able to find it on the website. Okay, here at Lawson. Okay, about online resources, tutoring, because things are often updated, and how to get help with screencast and downloads. So there's the whole link right here to Ecollege. Alright, the discussion board is where we interact as a class. Everybody can read what's put there, so that's why we have certain rules about it. Everything's available. There are forums that they're signed by the week. The first one is the discussion board for the introductions, and there's detailed instructions. Okay, and the timelines are usually, if they're not on here, they've already been put into the unit folder under the weekly assignment units. Then a couple weeks later, right, because the second week we've read the story, you click on the name of the forum. That's how you get into the forum and post things, and it says select one of these discussion questions, and that means like number 1. So that would be this plus all B, C, D. Number 2, number 3, number 4, whatever. But just one of those numbers, and you need to identify clearly what you're responding to. Don't just start answering. You have to state the question number or something like that. If it's numbered list, respond with a numbered list. If it says, just read the directions and see if I'm wanting a paragraph, so many words, or something else. Okay. This one. Probably because it could be because of Labor Day is a little bit extended on the deadline. So if there's a deadline change, okay. But you see there, and we peer review and peer review edit here, theme discussions, symbol discussions, all the stuff that we're going to write about and be tested on. We talk about them and post things. So that's really key. The announcements are key. Our essay assignments. Let's go to that, and quizzes, and that's probably where we'll have to stop today. Those are the major things. Essay assignments here, you see our first one, the diagnostic essay, has the instructions for this one. Most of the time the instructions that are detailed are in the weekly assignment units. Everything that's submitted is checked for what we call textual similarity, if it's a major grade. Not every assignment, but every major essay assignment. And if there's an issue there, I have to have you come in and we go over that. Okay, it could mean a number of things. It doesn't always mean plagiarism, but it means there's some kind of issue that we need to talk about. So I'm asking for at least 500 words in 5 paragraphs, but we will be writing 750 word to 1,000 word essays. I want you to read the little short story. Hopefully you've looked at some of those questions and tell me what you think it means. And these are what I want: introduction paragraph. I want some body paragraphs that focus on specific content. It's also about how you're, following directions is really important. And then it tells you how to submit it. And then we'll just have the other ones. They won't all be up, but they'll be up when they're supposed to be, and you'll see them there. Well, that's pretty much it, other than quizzes and exams. I'm almost running out of time here, but the quizzes and exams are in here, and whatever's due, that week, you click on it, has instructions, and you take that, and they're for that particular unit. Okay. So just work your way through. You'll get more comfortable with it as you do it more often, but we do try to keep as consistent as possible. And that's how the course is set up, and wish you all the best.